I guess the way you could also structure that idea of how that works is if you buy a term product that's a 30-year term, like you're clearly looking way out ahead, a 30-year term, maybe in your early 30s, early 40s, and you buy a 30-year term product, you're covering your death benefit or your life for a finite period. When one day after that contract is over, if you were to pass away, you get nothing. Okay, cool. We understand that. That's why it's cheaper. Maybe what would it look like if you structured a 65-year term product? Like the idea that you're going to eventually pass away someday and that whole life product is guaranteed to pay. Well, how many years do you want to pay on that product? Do you want to pay until you're 65, 75, 95? All options that you could pick. If you viewed it from the idea that you're not buying a 30-year term, you're buying a 65-year term. Well, that makes sense why you're paying more for that whole life product is that you're covering a much longer period of time. And so that's just the death benefit of it, though. That has nothing to do with the cash value that can be generated from it and how that's associated with a whole life product that's not associated with a term product. So it's kind of an apples to an oranges scenario, right? They're not even in the same bucket. Yet, if you talk to, some financial whiz out there that would want to say buy term, invest the difference or otherwise, well, okay, cool. Let's compare it apples to apples, because if that was actually the case, you know, again, I don't want to get you bogged down into some Excel spreadsheet, but I could show you how in the Excel spreadsheet you may pay less out of pocket for a term product. But over the course of 30, 40, 50 years, you lost by having the term product. You paid much, much less in terms of what you have access to, what you may have invested over the course of that time. I'll even give you a 10% return over, an average 10% as the S&P would do. Okay, cool. Keep that in the buy the term, invest the difference style. You're still going to make out more by a slow, steady, guaranteed growth within a vanilla whole life product.